Today, we will see the concepts of BPA risk and controls. We have seen that is from question number 1 to question number 5. We know that business process automation, called a BPA, is nothing but removing the human element from the organization so that all business processes are executed with the help of information technology infrastructure. It automates all repetitive set of or standardized set of activities into the system. Basically, we started with risk. A risk is nothing but uncertainty in achieving objectives of the organization. Risk may be either positive or negative. Risk is nothing but a deviation or a negative significance in achieving objectives of the organization. It is a barrier in between objectives and the organization. All risks can be defined in the terms of any kind of risk management is concerned. We need to identify the risk, assess the risk, reduce the impact of a risk, or if possible, try to eliminate the risk. In general, we have risk management strategies. Risk can be managed in number of ways. And then we have various sources of risk: economical, political, human behavior, natural, technology. It may be anything from anywhere. And then we started with a very important and easy question, basic question. Write about classification of risk. I told you B, T, D. Business risk, technology risk, data risk. Business risk, technology risk, and data related. Business related risk, technology related risk, data related risk. Data may be accessible in both the ways. Number one is electronic access and physical access. For example, physical data can be accessed by anyone because there is no secure mechanism there. Electronic risk is a hacker who breaks the password and he is going to verify what the contents of a file in a system. And then we have business risk. Business faces various categories of risk that may be serious loss of profits to the bankruptcy, that is completely failure. And technology risk. Technology is ever-changing component or a continuous phenomenon. It is a dynamic. According to the new requirement, you have to change, you have to update, upgrade all technological components that causes risk to the BPA. Question number 3. Business faces all kinds of risk related from serious loss of profits to even bankruptcy. Then write about business risk. If a risk that exposes an organization not to achieve the strategic objectives is said to be a strategic risk. If an organization that is exposed to negative financial impact, loss of profits, called a financial risk. If an organization that is exposed to fines and penalties due to non-compliances, called a regulatory or a compliances risk. If an organization that is not in a position to operate effectively and efficiently, called a operational risk. Organization that exposes to various categories of hazards. It may be natural or man-made, what you call hazard risk. Even though you apply countermeasures, still some form of risk always with the organization. Our intention is to mitigate the risk at the acceptable level, that is called residual risk. Next question. As technology is taking new forms and transforming as well, the business processes and standards adopted by the organization should consider these new set of IT risks and challenges, then write about technology risk in BPA. I told you, technology is evolving every day. It is a dynamic activity. All of old systems get obsolete, but we need to acquire new category of elements. So here, downtime due to technology failure. I told you, downtime is nothing but failure time. If server is down, we are unable to access the server resources. Frequent changes or obsolescence of technology, continuous changes of technology lead to create a risk. Multiplicity and complexity of a systems, because we always should have multiple number of skills in order to work with the various parts. Personnel, employees should have necessary technology. Different types of control for different types of technologies. Proper alignment with business objectives and legal and regulatory requirements. And then vendor related concentration risk and segregation of duties called SOD. Next one is question number 5. Various terminologies related to risk management. I told you, anything that creates a value is said to be, that creates a value to the organization is said to be asset. The probability of occurrences is said to be likelihood. Event which performs malicious element is said to be attack. In the terms of a threat, the weakness in the system is said to be vulnerability. Management of risk activity is said to be risk management. The amount of extent of loss is said to be exposure. And we need to apply some remedial actions called countermeasures. That is risk management, asset, vulnerability, a threat, exposure, likelihood, attack, and countermeasures. These are various categories of elements. Now, move on to the next part. That is, what are various categories of risk management or risk response techniques? Anything is okay. Risk management or risk response technique. Let me go through one by one. Question number 6. Question number 6. Effective risk management begins with clear understanding of organization's risk appetite. What is risk appetite? The risk appetite is nothing but an activity that always defines you. Risk must be at an acceptable level. In this case, see, we require a risk management mechanism. Some risk impact is very low. Some other risk impact will be very high. Low and high. There are two aspects, low impact and high impact. For example, if the risk impact is very low, there is no need to invest more in the terms of a control mechanism. See, in order to handle the risk, you need to imply some kind of control mechanism. If you want to apply some control, that is somewhat expensive mechanism. If a risk that can be easily handled or that may not create any impact to the operations of the organization, that risk may be tolerated, accepted, avoided, shared, anything. That means sometimes a risk impact may be low, sometimes risk impact may be high. whether the risk impact is low or high, we are applying controls. But in the case of risk management, there is no need to invest more in handling low impact risk because it do not create any malicious activities in the case of operational system. In the case of operational system. That's why when risks are identified, I told you in the case of risk management mechanism, first try to identify the risk. Analyzed, we are going to identify and analyze the behavior of a risk, magnitude of a risk. It is not always appropriate to implement the control mechanism in order to control the risk or provide countermeasures to the risk. Some risk may be minor and may not be cost effective to implement expensive control procedures for them. So, whenever need arises, we always try to provide you a risk control mechanism or a risk management mechanism. In this case, risks can be divided into various parts. That is in the form of managerial, in the terms of toleration of a risk. That is, one by one we go through example. This is, first accept the risk, share the risk, avoid the risk, isn't it? Avoiding. So, in this case, if the risk is a minor risk, if the risk impact is very simple, when your operations are going on, after completion of 10 to 15 minutes of activity, some pop-up window will be displayed. Some pop-up window will be displayed. Simply, if you press a button called close button, pop-up window will disappear. It may not create any harmful activity to the system operations. That risk can be tolerated. That risk can be accepted. The first part is accept the risk or tolerate the risk. Accept or tolerate. Because the impact of risk is very less. When you have 15 minutes of activity or a process, a pop-up window will be displayed. Simply, we are going to close that window. That is sufficient. There is no need to provide any kind of additional component. So, a pop-up window look like this. Some in the form of some advertisement. In the case of your application, some of the applications which are used in your mobile, such as call recorder or APSPDCL something, some advertisement may be displayed. When you perform a close button, those advertisements are going to be closed. That may not create any kind of risk. That is called as tolerate the risk. Risk management strategies can be tolerate or accept the risk. In the case of minor risk, we always accept the risk. We are exactly, knowingly accepting the risk as the cost of doing the business is appropriate. The risk should be reviewed periodically to ensure that their impact remains low. We are under acceptable or not is determined by acceptable. First one is risk acceptance or toleration. Second one is a terminate the risk. Terminate the risk or eliminate a risk. For example, if your antivirus system displays information that is in the case of your version expired, upgrade to continue the service. Otherwise, but our computer systems or the network system, database systems consist of high secure data. That's why whenever the risk encounter, immediately we are applying some kind of mechanism to eliminate the risk. Terminate or eliminate the risk. Risk associated with the use of technology, supplier or vendor can be eliminated by replacing the technology with more strong, reliable technology, robust technology products, and by seeking more capable suppliers and vendors. So that we are going to have elimination of a risk, because it is a critical process whenever the risk is concerned. Next one is transfer the risk, also called as a share a risk. For example, if it's a physical building, whenever there exists a problem, we are going to share the risk with the insurance company. If it is a medical, we have medical insurance. If we have a structural damages, then we go for insurance. So, share or insure or transfer the risk. A part of the risk is going to be shared by other party, is said to be a transfer or sharing of a risk. Risk mitigation approaches. What is mitigation? Mitigation is nothing but reducing the impact of a risk. What is mitigation? Mitigation is nothing but reducing the impact of a risk. That can be shared with the trading partners and suppliers. A good example is outsourcing infrastructure management. Risk also may be mitigated by transferring the cost of realized risk to an insurance provider. That's why I told you, we always try to share the risk with some other partners so that maximum damage may not occur. Next one is treat the risk or mitigate the risk. What you call? Treat the risk or mitigate the risk. Sometimes it is not at all possible for us to avoid the risk, but for that occurrences we need to reduce the impact of the risk. That's why we go for risk mitigation strategy. If possible, we always try to eliminate the risk. In some other cases, there is a difficulty in elimination, we go for mitigation. Treat the risk or mitigate the risk where other options have been eliminated. Suitable controls must be devised and implemented to prevent the risk from manifesting itself, producing itself, to minimize its effect. For example, in the case of antivirus software, if the risk impact is very high at the time, we always try to prevent the risk by using antivirus application. Later, we have a detection and avoidance. Still, it is not possible. We are going to keep that particular virus element into a quarantine so that it may not affect others. That is called as, this is a treat or mitigation of risk. Next one is turn back, also called as ignore the risk. If the risk impact is very, very less, that may not create any harm to the organization operations, at that time organization is going to decide, is it our risk is going to be ignored. That is defined in the terms of turn back. Where the probability or impact of the risk is very, very low, then management may decide to ignore the risk. So, ignorance of a risk may not create any harm to the organization that always provides you a reliable systems even though there is a presence of risk. So, not in the terms of acceptable, it always provides you a ignorance, that is called as turn back the risk. What is that? Turn back the risk. A very important question. Effective risk management begins with clear understanding of organization's risk appetite and identifying high-level risk exposures. After defining the risk appetite and identified risk exposures, strategies for managing the risk can be set and responsibilities clarified. Then write about risk management strategy. Whenever risks are identified, all risks may not require immediate attention. Some risk may be minor, some risk may be major. Basically, you need to use control mechanism in order to handle the major risk, sometimes minor risk, but a minor risk cannot create any harm to the operation. Simply, we can manage the risk in the terms of toleration. Sometimes ignore the risk, called a turn back. Eliminate the risk, called a termination if it is a major. If not possible, we are going to mitigate the risk. Share the risk. So, risk management strategies: accept the risk, terminate the risk, mitigate the risk, and share the risk, and then turn back the risk. ATMST, ATMST, or your wish. ATMST. A for accept the risk, T for terminate the risk, M for mitigate the risk, S for share the risk, T for turn back the risk. This is called as risk management strategies. Now, move on to the next question, number 7. Very, very important question. Easy question. Number 7. Define the term risk. Explain different risks of business process automation. I want to clear one point. See, a risk is nothing but uncertainty or a deviation in achieving objectives of the organization. This is a company, organization. Here, there exists some barrier. It is called as a risk. We have various categories of business risks. We know that risk can be divided into business risk, technology risk, and data related risk. Business risk also divided into various categories: strategic risk, operational risk, compliances or regulatory risk, reputation risk, hazard risk, residual risk, and so forth. These elements are come under risk associated with business. What are various categories of business risk? But now we are talking about risks associated with BPA. Risks associated with business process automation. Don't get confused. Don't get confused. Risks associated with the business is somewhat different. Risks associated with BPA is different. Here we know that risk is uncertainty. What are various risks that are associated with BPA? See, if you mitigate this element, it will be converted into advantage. If you keep aside the same thing, that is a disadvantage. That is, the first part associated with BPA is input and access. Generally, we always give accurate data, complete data, valid data to the system for processing. The rest, we are talking about the risks. So, input always may not accurate, may not complete, may not valid. Input may not be provided to the system always accurate, complete and valid. Then it exposes this to a risk impact called input and access. Not always. If you are not giving correct data, it leads to incorrect output. That's why I told you garbage in, garbage out. Whatever the data given to the system may not be always accurate, correct, complete, valid, timely, authorized, authenticated. You may write anything. It may not be completely accurate, complete, valid and authorized. What is that? That is called input and access. Next component is file and data transmission. Data is communicated from one place to another place. That is the basic role of computer network. Network is nothing but exchange or transfer of data between the computers. In the case of due to bad networks, due to network error, sender sends the data that is 100 MB, but the receiver receives only 10 MB. There exists an error. So, whatever the data that is sent by the sender must be exactly received by the receiver, otherwise there exists a risk. That is file and data transmission risk. Due to network error, whatever the file sent by the sender may not be processed accurately and completely, may not be transmitted exactly. Next one is processing. Programs are needed for performing processing activity. For example, bugs in a program. What is bug? Errors in a program leads to incorrect computations. Incorrect computations, incorrect calculations or anything. That is, here processing, whatever the data taken from the input or a communication subsystem. I told you even in the case of controls, application controls. Processing system, although data is valid, for example, if the communication system provides valid data taken by the processing subsystem and it performs processing activity. But bugs in a program, errors in a program may create incorrect outcome, that is called as a processing. Next one is data. We have master data and transaction data. These data elements, what are master? I told you in the case of database controls, synchronization, sequence check, ensure all the records are processed, maintenance of suspense account. There are two categories of data elements, transaction data. Second one is master data. Main data is said to be a master data, transaction data, day-to-day operations are executed, day-to-day operations are recorded, is said to be transactional data. Either master data or a transaction data may be modified by unauthorized person. May be modified by unauthorized person. Such a risk is said to be a data risk. What is that? Such a risk is said to be a data related risk. That is in the case of BPA. Why someone is going to be modified? If you are not having a proper access control mechanism, loose or weak access control mechanism, ultimately it leads to unauthorized entries. Weak access control. Next one is infrastructure required. Infrastructure is not available to maintain a backup and to restore the system or recovery of a system. What is backup? Getting the copy is said to be a backup. Whenever there exists a failure, we are going to restore the system. Recovery from the system is said to be restoration. Required infrastructure is not available to perform backup and recovery. Next one is output. In the case of output control, we used to say that output must be delivered only to the authorized person. But here, output may be delivered to unauthorized parties who is not having access permission, that is due to weak access control mechanism. We are talking about the risks, not in the terms of advantages. What are various risks associated with BPA? I told you, just remember the chart. Risk is nothing but uncertainty in achieving objectives of the organization. A risk impact may be a simple or it may be highly complicated. Some procedures are needed to handle the risk management mechanism called risk management strategies. I told you in previous part. Accept the risk, mitigate the risk, eliminate the risk, share the risk, turn back the risk. Generally, we have three categories of risks: business risk, technology risk, data risk, or business related risk, technology related risk, data related risk. For example, if the data is available in an electronic form, some unauthorized person or hacker may misuse the activity by breaking the passwords or stealing the passwords. What is that? That is called a electronic manner. Next category is come under physical risk, physical access. If the data is in the form of physical form, so immediately there is no security parameters, thus it is exposed to unauthorized party. Technological changes occur, so we are facing technology risk. Business may face various categories of risk that may be simple to ideal state or standstill state. So we are talking about BPA risks, risks related with the BPA. What is BPA? Business process automation. What are the parts? We are always not providing accurate input or correct input, authorized input, complete input, valid input to the system. So it causes a risk. Due to weak network or network errors, network problems, whatever the data sent by the sender may not be exactly received by the receiver for processing. That is called as file and data transmission risk. Due to programming errors or the bugs in a program, processing may not be completed as intended, that is processing risk. In general, output must be sent to only authorized parties, but here output may be transmitted to unauthorized parties due to weak access control mechanism called output related risk. Master data or a transaction data may be modified by any unauthorized party due to weak access control, that is data related risk. Required infrastructure may not be available in order to perform the activities called. What is that? That is in the terms of backup and recovery mechanisms are not available, that is called a infrastructure risk. Let us see. Question number 7. Very important question, easy question. What is meant by a risk? I told you number of times. A risk is any event that may result in significant deviation from a planned objective, resulting in unwanted negative consequences. You can write anything. A risk is nothing but uncertainty in achieving the objectives of the organization. A risk is nothing but that deviates from achieving corporate objectives. Basically, we have BPA gives significant benefits as well as some inherent risk. What is inherent risk? The risk which are from the previous components is said to be inherent risk. The risks of BPA are classified into input and access, file and data transmission, processing, output, data, infrastructure. Let us go through one by one. Input and access is not always providing accurate, complete, authorized. Always input data may not be accurate, complete and authorized. If it is not complete, if it is not authorized, if it is not accurate, the processing system may also produce an incorrect result. Due to bad network or due to network errors, files and data transmitted may not be processed accurately and completely. Whatever the data that is transmitted may not be processed accurately because whatever the data sent by the sender is not exactly received by the receiver. Processing. Although input data is valid, it may not be processed accurately and completely due to programming error or a bug. Entire data is okay, entire data is valid, but the processing errors may occur, programming error may occur, it may not return you correct outcome. Output may not be complete and accurate due to programming errors and bugs, and it may be distributed to unauthorized personnel due to weak access control. Output must be received only by authorized person, but not unauthorized person. If output may be received by the unauthorized person, it leads to failure. Master data and transaction data, I told you, where day-to-day operations are executed, that is said to be transactional data. The entire data is stored in a permanent or a persistent basis similar to your ledger is said to be master data. Transaction data and master data may be changed by unauthorized personnel due to weak access control mechanism. Due to weak access control mechanism. Infrastructure. The business could stop if there is no proper backup in the event of a disaster, so that all data or programs could be lost. It may be any form. For example, I am using a personal computer for performing processing activity. if there exists a power failure, required uninterrupted power supply is not available, entire system or the data or programs are going to be lost. So, these are various categories of risk that are associated with business process automation. Don't get confused. Just differentiate clearly. Try to write down on your own. Try to write subheadings on your own. Try to revise the subheading one. It is very easy for you. Next. We start with part number 2 of this chapter. Question number 8. Define a control mechanism. How controls are classified based on their implementation. We all are fully aware about the control aspects. We know that control is nothing but P cube O. Policy, procedure, practices, organization structure, where all desirable activities are allowed, all organizational objectives are achieved, and undesirable events can be prevented, detected, and corrected. This is the basic definition of a control. Control is nothing but a policy, procedure, practices, organization structure, where all desirable activities are allowed, undesirable events can be prevented, detected, and corrected, so that we can ensure all organizational objectives. In general, we have 2 categories of processes. Just I will explain you. Number 1 is a manual. Second one is automated. For example, paper evaluation, paper correction is a manual process where a faculty in charge is going to verify each and every question and answer. Based on the weightage, he assigns the marks. It is a manual system where the complete interaction is in the terms of human efforts. Whereas automated system is concerned, everything is going to be executed by machine, because every component is in the terms of optical mark recognition, OMR sheet. So, a machine is going to compute and produce as a result. Such a system is said to be automated system. There is no man involvement. There is no human association. For example, this is totally descriptive and the second part is completely OMR sheet. Sometimes some questions may be descriptive, some other questions may be machine oriented. That's why human effort needed, machine effort needed for two, that is called as semi-automated system. What is that? Semi-automated system. Control is defined as a policies, procedures, practices, organization structure that are designed to provide reasonable assurance that the business objectives are achieved, undesirable events are prevented, detected, and corrected. Based on the mode of implementation, controls can be, I told you, manual. Second one is automated, called a computerized, and semi-automated, a part of machine interaction, a part of human interaction. Both the aspects are defined. That is called as semi-automated system, combination of both manual and automated system. Whatever the control it is, whatever the system it is, we always advisable to have a control aspect. That is, objective of control is to mitigation of risk. What is that? Mitigation of risk. So the next point is question number 9. Explain the importance of IT controls. We all know control is nothing but a policy, procedure, practices, organization structure where all desirable activities are allowed, undesirable events can be prevented, detected and corrected. So control objective is defined as a statement of desired result or a purpose to be achieved by implementing control procedure within a particular IT activity. If you define a control, we can achieve an objective. What is an objective? All categories of risks are going to be reduced. We can reduce or mitigate the risk impact. Sometimes it may eliminate the risk or isolate the risk too. So, importance of IT controls includes controls categories may be vary. In the case of IS controls, I explained to you based on objectives, based on nature of IS resources, based on audit functions. For implementation of a control, you need to choose and establish a right control mechanism. That is, implementing right type of control is the responsibility of management. Implementing right type of control is a responsibility of management. Control always provides you clear policy and good practice for directing and monitoring the performance of IT to achieve objective. This is the information from the control. What is a control? The ultimate aim is to achieve organizational objective. If you implement incorrect control to the IT system, it leads to incorrect outcome. If you have highly confidential information, when the transmission is going on, you need to establish high quality encryption algorithm. The same data or raw data is transmitted from one place to another place. It leads to corruption or hacking or performing masquerading too. So, IT control performs dual role. They always allows the organization to achieve objectives. What is the objective? We have to achieve reasonable assurance to the organizational objectives so that we can have prevention, detection and correction of any kind of malfunctioning. At the same time, even though there is a possibility of risk detected, we can reduce the impact of a risk called a mitigation. As you know, based on objectives, we can have preventive control, detective control, corrective control. In the case of preventive control, these are the control which are designed to prevent an error, omission or exception or malicious act occurring. Detective controls, these are used for detecting error, omission or malicious act occur and detect and report the occurrences. So, IT control performs dual role, enable the organization to achieve objectives. They help in mitigating risk. Many issues drive the need for implementing IT controls, like the need to control the cost, remain competitive, to the need for the compliances with internal and external governance. Internal and external governance. IT controls promote the reliability and efficiency and allow the organization to adapt to a changing risk environment. So, nowadays risk is continuously changing, risk is dynamic, risk is iterative. Every time risk impact may be vary. from time to time. That's why here we require a resiliency. Resiliency is nothing but resistance. It is a result of strong system of internal control that enables well-controlled organization to manage the challenges or disruptions seamlessly. Seamless is nothing but without any error, without any flaw, smooth. Once again, what is the importance of IT control? Control always established for achieving the objectives. Control, right type of control must be implemented. It is the responsibility of the management, right type, right quality, right time. Controls always provide you clear policy and good practice. IT control perform the dual role. It enables the organization to achieve the objectives. At the same time, they always try to mitigate the impactance of a risk. See, risk is not a static, risk is a dynamic, iterative. Every time the risk impact may be vary, risk magnitude may be vary. That's why many issues need to be considered. At the same time, you need to control standardization and provide reliability and efficiency. In the case of organization, resiliency is an important criteria. This is called a result of strong system of internal control which supports well-controlled organization to manage challenges or disruptions seamlessly. Sometimes the question may be asked you, IT controls are essential to protect assets, customers, partners, sensitive information, demonstrate safe, efficient and ethical behavior, preserve brand reputation and trust. In business and accounting, information technology controls are specific activities performed by the persons called manual or the systems called automated, designed to ensure that business objectives are met. Then how controls are really important in IT. See, the question is direct. Importance of IT control is a key term. But instead of directly asking that part, simply they will provide you in public examination also, all questions look like this. There is a separate paragraph which contains related information, connected information, but at the end or in middle we have a direct key term, that is explain how controls are really important of IT. That is importance of IT controls. Okay, that's all.